instruction form, which is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Then Conran comes by and is just records you doing it as you do it, and then he takes a video, and then he takes a video, and as he listens, he documents what steps there are, and then once he does that, he sends you the system. Now it's all created. It's got a video and documentation, and he just says, "Hey, can you review this? Can you just make sure this is right?" And that's it. No more paperwork. Just one
It's
form.
almost as if you're taking somebody who's a new Christian, very new Christian, and they're like, "What's it mean to be a Christian?" You're not going to go through every scripture and explain to them and teach them everything in one big bite. So what you do is an overall, telling little Christians they read their Bible every day and have worship, and they teach other people, and you keep it seems like it's a much more broad view than what I was thinking yesterday, because it seemed like you needed all the intricacies about it and stuff, but really watching it today, it's nothing like that. It's more broad and
yeah, what you guys are talking about are two different things, but what you're saying is true.
She's saying that the paperwork's overwhelming, but and that's what I was thinking yesterday. All the little tidbits that you have to gather is overwhelming. But if it's just like one page that just has a broad thing, you're answering broad questions on it, that's not overwhelming. It's if you're thinking that you have to do all the intricacies about it, that's when it would be overwhelming.
Okay. I still think you guys are talking about slightly different things.
I saw the pre-extraction form. That was not, to me, overwhelming.
Yeah.
Then the recording, of course, you're just recording it while you're doing it. Documenting.
It's Conran's job.
But it was the next one. And by the time I turned my page and got ready to write it down, I didn't get it down. But then I saw
it was reviewing.
Reviewing.
Yeah.
That was the one. Thank you.
And then so once Conran takes your recording and he documents the steps, just like what I did is I observed what you did in the call, and I tried to add a few things that could help, and I document it. And then it's just a matter of, just like you've done, you've reviewed the system, and as you're reviewing it, you're seeing, does this work? Does it look good? And that's what.
Okay.
So there's really only one piece of paperwork
it's
to
like
do.
looking at the finished product.
All right.
It's all seeing it the way everybody else would.
So what stood out to you, Kamran? You got some things? Cool, I saw you were taking notes. I got some extensive notes too. I had some aha moments. You and your long arms.
Him and his long
I wish I
arms.
had long arms like that.
I wish you did too, Enoch. But you know how it goes.
It'd be like half an inch longer in both sides. Just got these short and stubby things.
Inches matter. They really do.
Yeah, it's a half an inch.
For things.
Oh, yeah.
It does. You're right.
And I'm on top of this. It's
I
no
told you.
way.
If I was on top of that, I'd be with my elbow. I could almost touch it with my elbow. Go ahead, Cameron.
Okay, we got pre-extraction. That was great.
That was great.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. I've been skipping that. I've been stressing people out. Like, we need a system for this. And they're like, ah! And I'm like, oh, these poor people. I should be sending them pre-extraction. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Well, okay, go ahead. I'm going to forget. We should, we have a system for creating system, but we should incorporate a lot of these concepts. We should have a system for the for the system champion to do this for people, because that would make things easier.
Isn't that the system of systems?
No, kind of, but this course kind of explains. I've read the system for creating systems many times. maybe 10, and as I gone through it, every time I learned something different, and I don't fully understand it. So, and the system for creating system didn't have all these tools, like the pre-extraction form is not in there. And I didn't understand the difference between document and extract. I didn't know those are two different things. So reading this makes more sense. But we should throw in those tools because I didn't have those. Sorry, Cameron.
Yes, the other thing that stood out to me is that, you see, I was wondering how we were going to systematize the more creative things, the more open-ended kinds of tasks that we do. And so understanding that we're, at least for right now, that's not really our main focus. It's more onboarding and delivery of our, what we're providing. That help relieve some of the overwhelm. And also having an overview system for those things, like, never mind. Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah. That's what really stood out to you?
Yeah.
What stood out to me was the overview system. I'm realizing that there's different types of systems. He threw out there like 3 different types of systems in this course. I don't remember exactly what they were, but overview system was one of them. And there's some other names he gave him, like these watchwords. But the overview makes a lot of sense because I've, like with the the leaves of autumn and creating the micro content machine, and how you take the video and you distribute it into a lot of different micro pieces, like the leaves of autumn. I've looked at that on Pages and then just tried to like map it out. I kind of did an overview, but I was trying to do an overview and an exact one at the same time, and it got really long and overwhelming because it was mixed between like today's system and tomorrow's system. It was things that we are doing now and things we want to do, and so it was kind of a mixture of both, so it got more confusing. And there's so much on there where it doesn't really relate to every person, because it has graphic design, it has video editing, it has YouTube, it has Facebook. It shows all the different steps. But let's say you're a graphic designer. If you go to that system, it seems overwhelming. Like, why does a graphic designer need to know about all the YouTube and the Facebook and the other stuff? So they won't use it. And then what I realize is the overview system is for the project manager, and it should be extremely overview and not containing the steps there, but linking to the minute details. Systems that go into more detail. And even that one, when first getting started, it'll be lean, but I realize I'm like, whoa, that would help so much, and for onboarding to show people the process too. That was huge. I can see how we can do that soon, and that would help the team tremendously, because they ask like, where do I fit in the big picture of things? Makes sense. Was there anything else that this?
I think if I caught it right, he's saying that the best time to like upgrade it is when you're training a new person, because that new person isn't familiar with the system and they're seeing a way that could maybe improve it. So he was saying that,
or maybe not as much. They're saying, "Hey, we should improve here." They're more like, "Hey, I don't understand this thing."
That's right.
And then the one training them is like, "Oh, we need to fix the system."
That's right. That's it. Was it. So that's a good time to continue to improve, and is when you're training a new person, and if there's a part they don't understand. That's right. That was it.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Because the person who's been doing it all along, they already know. They already understand. It's the new person who doesn't understand the step that they need more.
And another thing that stood out to me is what he was saying is entry-level positions have lots of detailed documentation, very detailed, because you want to be able to hand it over to someone and they could just, someone who doesn't have the skill at all, like McDonald's, could just pick it up and use it. But the people that are experts, that are like highly skilled in their craft, that's really higher level. It's very, it's skim, it's lean, it's like a skeleton of what needs to be done, not very detailed, because the experts, if you're like hiring a consultant, or someone who's an expert who's going to be doing something, or a contractor, you don't need to tell the contractor how to do their job. You're contracting them because they know how to do it and you don't. So having that less detailed made a lot of sense, because I was thinking all of them need to be really detailed, but of course, like the second time I watched this, I saw they're like, oh, we want to do something better. We want to like get something done and then improve as we go, and that made a lot of sense. What do you got, Mom?
I don't know.
So you were raising hands. We were looking for accountability partners. Were you saying that you wanted to be our system champion? Are you like ready to go?
What? What do you mean?
Systems champ.
What do you
We
mean?
showed pictures of it.
Why were you raising your hand when we were talking about accountability partners?
Says, yeah, have accountability partners.
You're gonna hold me accountable?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
How can we hold each other accountable?
I don't know. Well, doing things and seeing how they get done, and helping each other to brainstorm and stuff like that.
I know you like to brainstorm.
Yeah. Well, I think brainstorming is the first step to getting things done.
It's
And it cuts out a lot of the road sometimes when you brainstorm with somebody. 'Cause you might think, hey, I gotta go straight that way, and then it's long miles, and then somebody says, wow, there's one just over here, and then you get a shortcut. You know?
And then there's one who's at the starting line and they're like thinking so much that everyone's taking off but them. They're like,
They're brainstorming.
You're paralyzed.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a balance, but that's good.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the next one. Can we do it
Why,
tomorrow
what is it?
at 9 o'clock? Even if we don't have that. It's organized. Organized. I like organized. I think I'm going to learn a lot.
I like organizing too.
So when are we going to get to do that one?
You guys want to do it tomorrow?
Would it be neat?
Whatever you want. I thought we were doing one a day.
One a day keeps the...
Keep seeing it happy.
No. The truth is we need to go through this process, not just learn it.
Because it won't, and I don't know how long that particular one is, but we don't have to leave till 10:30 for the Bible study, but that was the other thing I needed to talk about, because I don't know if we should go over this.
Tomorrow, Friday already?
Yeah.